Hi guys. So today we are going to be talking about what different shapes are based on some of the rules behind them. So I'm really excited. This is one of my favorite lessons to teach, so I hope you guys enjoy it. So all rectangles, in order for something to be considered a rectangle, there are some rules that it has to follow. It has to have 4 vertices. It has to have 4 corners in order for it to be a rectangle. It has to have 4 sides, okay? So it has 4 corners and 4 sides. These are things that we probably already know, but maybe we didn't realize that it had these rules that they had to follow. And it also has to have square corners. So that means that the corners look like this. They look like an L and not like a V, okay? So that's one of the rules that it has to follow. So, based on these rules, we know that the rectangles that we learned about in preschool follow those rules, right? So we've got 4 corners, we have 4 vertices, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, and they have those square corners, right? Well, this one also follows those rules, right? But what about this one? It's kind of on a diagonal. Well, does it have 4 corners? Yes. Does it have 4 sides? Yes. Are those corners square? Yes. So even if something isn't quite the way we're used to seeing it, if it follows all those rules, then it is still a rectangle. Okay, so it's kind of neat to be able to see these shapes in a different way, but as long as they follow all the rules, it's still considered a rectangle. Now, a square follows all of these rules, but it has one more. All of the sides have to have the same length. So, we know that squares look like this. Woo, that's a terrible one. Okay, squares tend to look like this, right? Where each side, I did the best that I could, have the same length. We have those square corners, there's 4 corners, there's 4 sides. But once again, what if I tilt it a little bit? I'm going to do the very best that I can to draw this. So what about that one? Well, it's not straight up and down the way that I'm used to seeing squares. Is that still a square? Well, does it have 4 vertices? Yes. Does it have 4 sides? Yes. Does it have square corners? Yes. Are all the sides the same length? Yes. So is that a square? Yes, it is, even though it looks a little bit different. Okay, so now really quickly I'm going to go over some rules. We talked a lot yesterday about circles. So they are closed and they have no vertices. They have no straight sides, right? So we talked about that yesterday. Those are the rules for a circle. That's the only shape that you can make that's closed with no straight sides and no vertices, okay? So those are the rules for the circle. And a triangle, what are the rules for a triangle? Well, they have to have 3 sides. You knew that, right? And they have to have 3 corners, okay? So a triangle It will have 3 vertices, and 3 sides. So triangles can be kind of cool because, all right, well, this is like one that we would normally see hanging up in a preschool classroom, right? Well, what if I flipped it upside down? Is that still a triangle? It sure is, because it has 3 sides and 3 corners. A lot of people will say, oh, that's an upside down triangle. And it's like, well, who decided that it's upside down, right? As long as it has 3 sides, it's not even necessarily upside down. All right, what about this guy? He looks different from this one, but does he have 3 sides? Yep. Does he have 3 vertices? Yep. So he's a triangle. What about that one? He's tall and skinny. 3 sides? Yep. 3 vertices? Yep. He's still a triangle. Okay, so I think you guys get the idea. You're probably like, oh, come on, Mrs. Brown, we get it. But I love triangles. I think triangles are a whole lot of fun. You can get into some really cool stuff with them later on. So today, you're on page 562 and 563. And let's see, I'm going to go over what you're supposed to do here. So they have a couple pictures of squares here. And you have to circle the rules that go along with squares. So it says all squares are blue. Is that true? No. So don't circle that. Have 4 equal sides. Well, that's true, right? So you're going to circle that. Are closed shapes? Yes, they have to be closed. So you can circle that one too. All squares are small? No, not necessarily. They can be really big too, right? So we're not going to circle that one. And then have 4 square corners. Yes, that was one of the rules that we talked about. So you'll have 4 equal sides, closed shapes, and 4 square corners. You'll have all of those circled. And then on the next page, it says, all triangles are orange, have 3 sides, have 3 equal sides. Think about that. Did I mention that they had to be equal for a triangle? Are tall, are closed figures. Okay, so you'll circle the ones that are true. And then all circles are blue, have 0 vertices, are small, have 0 straight lines. So you're going to circle the ones that are true. Now, number 4, down here it says, Tim says that this is a rectangle. Is he correct? Tell why or why not. So over here, you're going to explain either why Tim is correct or why he's incorrect, okay? I think you guys will get that one pretty easily. And that's all you're doing today. So I hope you have fun. I'll see you guys later.